Spoiler warning, today's episode may contain minor season spoilers and big seed ones. The Hermitcraft Season 10 seed is actually insane. Let's take a look. It all begins right here with this beautiful, the quaint, yet unknowing lava lake. It's so simple. The origins of this world, they're flaming hot. Immediately, look, I don't know what it is, and it can't just be me. In fact, immediate correction, 100% it's not just me, but the plains biome. Something about this is like the true tone setter, the vibe creator of a beautiful Minecraft world. Like, you want to talk about an early game biome? I don't know if it gets more early game than this. By default vanilla settings, world spawn inside of this world is literally right on top of this lava lake. It's pretty fire. Ignore that line, we'll come back to it in a minute. Now, aside from this humble lava lake and the beautiful plains biome, the very first thing that I noticed at world spawn was this huge mountain right behind it, except that's the thing. It's not that huge. I don't know what it is with this mountain. Maybe it's like the biome combinations, the shaping of the blocks themselves, but as soon as I saw this mountain, my mind went into a time warp or was sent back to like Minecraft 1.12 or something. It's something about this mountain right here, which is technically a plains biome, but the mountain, the shape of it, and then this extreme hill biome right over here, I mean, as soon as I walk over here, I'm transported back. The gravel, it looks ancient to the andesite. What in the world is it? Like, it's so humble, so simple and raw, and the small tree too, like, just all of it. The perfect nostalgic combination. Biome diversity. If you play Minecraft for more than like 3 minutes, try to find different biomes. You know, it's real nice to not have to run 1,000 blocks to find different biomes. I mean, it's deceptive. It almost looks like it's just gonna be a plain old giant plains biome, a little bit of forest sprinkled in there, but no. As soon as we move past this ancient mountain, a nice looking swamp biome that cuts off of this whole like lake, river, ocean situation, whatever you want to call this thingamajig, it pops into view. Another cool thing about this world spawn is we've got not one, but 2, 3, 4, a good handful of small islands right over by world spawn. I don't know about you, but something like this small island right there, perfect for like some kind of giant farm, maybe small village, giant base, I don't know. I like a small island. It's nice, safe, secure, and I mean, you can finish it. There's a start and an end. Landscapes, I'm in love with them. If you've ever seen me look at any worlds, you know I could talk about the land formations, the shapes of it all day long, but I think we ought to move on. Villages. So not that hermits needed. We're talking about the cream of the crop right here. But right by world spawn, maybe about 100 blocks, 200 blocks or something. Not very far at all. We've got a beautiful village. If this was your world, you jump into it, run right over to the village, find the crops, and then well, you're set with food for a little bit of time. Oh, but maybe even better than the crops, we've got the chosen one, the forge, the blacksmith, whatever you want to call it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's the first building you'd see when you approach the village too, and oh, the loot. All right, well, you can't get a W every time, right? The saddle's nice though. The bigger point is the fact that we've got a blacksmith, and speaking of blacksmith, we've got not one, but 2 blacksmiths back to each other too. With this village, even though it's not like the biggest one in the world, the hermits have won the structure lottery. 2 blacksmith buildings right next to each other with a little bit of loot for the hermit side. Oh my, that looks painful. Your knees, dear sir. Right back over here at world spawn, we've got that beautifully nostalgic mountain. If instead of going over that way or to the village behind it, but we go to the world's smallest cherry blossom hill over there, before too long, another beautiful sight, the sights into view. Oh my. If only it would load. This village right here, this is the metropolis. Welcome to the Big Apple, New York City of villages right here. This thing is absolutely big, and it's a pretty cool shape too, with like a perfect plus shape formation going on. Even better with this one though, who knew the villagers had such good eye for a good location? Because where this village sits, well, it's sat at quite possibly the best spot one could sit. At the entrance to a beautiful fjord right there with a huge mountain around us. Pretty big hill right over there too with the forest, and then the plains on the other side. It's like the combination of all of the best vibes of like early Minecraft right here, or even like late game permanent base location right there. Biome diversity is cherry blossom. This is like the world's smallest cherry blossom hill, but I like the vibe. We scale up a little bit more and get a little bit taller and larger, wider over here with more cherry blossom. Beyond in the distance, the hazy fog slowly loading in. We have a jungle biome. Biome diversity is what I'm talking about. For the most part, almost every single wood type that you could dream of wanting to use, or at least like all of the good ones, are located right over here at world spawn. You've got dark oak, you got spruce, birch, oak, beautiful cherry wood, bamboo in the jungle, jungle wood. That leaves the only other wood type mangrove, unfortunately, being a little bit farther. That's all the wood types. Nope, not forgetting a single one. I swear I'm gonna need to hire a manager to stop me from talking about landscapes the whole video, but you want to talk about magical, inspiring landscapes? The hermits have got it right here. This is right beyond the fjord, right next to that giant plus metropolis village. Huge, beautiful mountain in the background. Tons of ice all over the thing too. It's beautiful. A little bit of a lowland in here in the forest. Maybe like burn it all down and build a giant base or something, but that mountain, something about it, my eyes, they tear up, they well up every time I see a beautiful mountain like that is huge. And speaking of mountains, you know what's under them actually? No, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Caves. Pretty much immediately, almost all of the hermits have jumped right into the cave systems for a little bit of quick mining game. Oh my gosh, they've rigged it. The hermits, they've rigged this world because out of all of the seeds that I've looked at, and I've looked at a lot of world seeds, this is one of the most beautiful, the breathtaking cave systems all over the place. Like, almost any cave near world spawn, it's just a guaranteed certified slap. A firm one too. So where we spawn right now, I'll admit it, it's a little bit of a trek from world spawn, but for location-wise, grounding ourselves, we got the cross-shaped village right over there. Over here on this mountain, I noticed one of the most beautiful things in the world. Maybe you're walking through the forest, you notice these small cuts into the ground. Oh, you better be careful. Oh, well, the tree spills into the cave. That's really cool. And then, oh, speaking of the cave, this thing is gigantic. It cuts in. You get a little bit of like natural light shining in, but then it goes deep, like really, really deep, pretty much immediately. Gigantic, huge aquifer down there, and oh my, Alright, so I know the hermits are not playing with the trial chambers inside of their world, but they are playing with these whole like tough bricks and the brand new copper stuff and everything like that. If we wanted to enable trial chambers inside of the Hermitcraft world, is maybe you recreate the world for your own survival experience. Inside of the cave, you have a trial chamber that smashes right into the aquifer. Maybe you do a little bit of diamond mining in the deep water, then you slide right into the trial chamber. When it comes to the chamber itself, I mean, it's like your average trial chamber, maybe verging on like a larger one. Overall, though, just this cave, so big, so open, you build a whole city right in the cave. No need to really remove any blocks at all, and it connects to the trial chamber so quickly. That's pretty cool. For me, though, really, it's this shot right here. It just resembles something beautiful. Maybe this is like your next desktop wallpaper or something. I don't know. It's just like, it's speechless, without words for me. That's what I feel. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this Hermitcraft Season Seed Showcase, tap that like button. It'll let me know to do more in the future. So, world spawn. Now we're back over at the proper spawn. All over the place in the plains biome, I'm sure you'll find different entrances that lead to different cave biomes. One of the best ones, right over here by world spawn, is this huge cut in the ground. From the lava lake, you head over towards the world's smallest cherry blossom biome, and you'll find a giant oak tree. By this giant oak tree, we've got a cut into the ground. If we move down into the ground immediately, one of these beautiful looking dripstone caves biomes. This cave is notable, at least to me, just really for the cool shaping again. There's something about these caves that have like where you can see the daylight inside of them. I think it's so cool. And this one cuts all the way down to deep slate and is pretty expansive as well. Next time you're playing Minecraft inside of the Hermitcraft world and looking for diamonds, come to this cave because I have found so many exposed diamond chunks all over this thing. Staying on the caves for just one more second, right over here at world spawn, immediately underneath it, we move under the ground and the mine shaft. But no, not just any mine shaft. Of course, in Hermitcraft style, we've got to go big or go home. This is a gigantic mine shaft located directly underneath world spawn. This thing is so expansive. It stretches like 100, 200, maybe even 300 blocks from end to end. Oh, and did I mention beautiful caves? Because, well, we've got another beautiful cave, baby. This is beautiful. So, for those of you who are a little bit more familiar with world generation, you know how it goes. When you see the land starting to get pretty large and in charge, much higher up than the plains biome right here, there's a common structure that likes to, tend to reveal itself underneath the ground. Or at least a certain biome. For grounding inside of this world, we're back over by the plus-shaped village again. This is truly one of the best areas near spawn inside of this seed. We've got this pretty crazy looking cave that like cuts down, lower land on one side, higher on the other side. It's cool, like a big divide or something. The cave starts to stretch very, very deep, very, very, very quickly, and given the biomes that I'm right underneath, you might have a good guess as to where I'm headed. Right off the bat, this cave gets deep, and then it gets dark. Located only about 800 blocks from world spawn, you've got a spawner right here, a zombie spawner, that drops straight down into an ancient city if you remove a couple blocks. I don't know about you, but that's like the world's greatest skulk farm right there. Ancient city, schmancient city. This thing is beautiful. I haven't taken the time to take a look at all of the loot, but the city, just like they usually are, is absolutely whopping, absolutely gigantic, and absolutely terrifying. Going on 2 years later, and I'm still terrified of these things. They are so creepy, and hey, from looking around at this city, though, it does have a lot of great opportunities for looting, with a couple structures like these altar ones repeating themselves inside of the city. For the beautiful mountain where a bunch of the hermits are living, first, go to the world's smallest cherry blossom biome. A bonus portal right there. Then we have the world's mediumest cherry blossom biome, and right behind that one, we've got the beautiful, or at least I believe it's the beautiful mountain, where everyone's living right around. Got the low taper fade going down back into the plains biome. It's clean, and sure enough, even more caves. No, why? Gosh, this is awkward. It's real awkward. I don't know how I didn't think to show that one sooner in the video. Oh my God, it's in the description. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's move on. Real quick, let's say maybe we wanted to go back to world spawn and make a nether portal. We go ahead and light that portal, move into the nether, and then right off the bat, I mean, it could definitely be worse. This isn't the worst spawn. I mean, sure, lava right in front of you, so watch where you walk, but hopefully for the hermits, maybe not Scar, but it shouldn't be a problem. So the nether, it's great for so many things, but of course there are two big, beautiful structures inside of the nether, and sure enough, they're both right by world spawn, and sure enough, it's actually a pretty open nether as well, which means, like, traveling the nether and actually getting over to these structures, it shouldn't be the trickiest thing in the world. So this bastion, it sits right on a lava ocean like so many bastions do, and from looking around inside of this bastion at the loot, real quick, it's that chest, and I'm pretty sure, haha. I'm definitely sure. Another structure that went so hard is the closest nether fortress to world spawn. Not only is it inside of a soul sand valley biome, which is gonna make it really good for farms, but what in the world? I've never seen a fortress that does this. You walk into it, big and open area, then it repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats? What? I feel like I'm like looking at some kind of weird glitch generation. I mean, obviously it can happen, but that's crazy looking. Alright, so I could look at this seed all day long, and who knows, maybe in the future, if you want, I could come back and look at specific important locations, but there is one final thing that I think is perfect to wrap up today's video with. That's gonna be the Stronghold. When it comes to distance from world spawn, pretty much standard, nothing too fancy. This Stronghold is one of the coolest strongholds I've ever seen, but unfortunately, I don't think the hermits are going to be able to experience it how I experience it. Over here, underneath the frozen ocean, if we move under the ground, Stronghold right off the bat, but oh my, what is that? The chambers that have been trialed? Oh, okay, with that activated in the world, wait a second, oh, that's interesting. Is that a Stronghold? Trial? Chamber? Haha. Alright, so if you've explored the trial chambers and the snapshots, you know that there's a little bit of wonky generation going on, but this is one of the coolest generations I've ever seen. The trial chambers and the strongholds straight up just smack dab, smash and intersect in so many ways. One of the coolest ways is right here. This staircase is like a spiral staircase. If I go up this spiral staircase, then I kind of like, you know, move right back into the stronghold, and it's all strongholdy. If I go back down that staircase, I'm right into the trial chambers. With the wonky and wild world generation, one might start to sweat when thinking about the nether portal, but do not fear, because the nether portal in the stronghold, it's perfect. I mean, it's flat empty, but more importantly, it's perfect and preserved. It will actually open up to the end. The trial chambers are gonna change a lot, so I get it why they didn't want to like play with them, but oh man, this is such cool generation right here. I've never seen anything better. As a true fan of Hermitcraft, this seed right here, it gets me so excited for the season. World Spawn, there's so much promise, and just around the world, this thing is so beautiful. So, which hermits are you mating this season? Call it down below. Thank you so much for watching. Tap like and subscribe. It's been me, Waddles. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.